Hey everybody, and welcome to Jack's Treasures on YouTube with our ongoing series of questions and answers about reselling.
Yeah, these are the questions that people have asked us or that we think to ask other sellers.
Yes.
So this is an ongoing series. Again, this is just our opinions. So if you have any differing opinions or you want to add anything to any of our content, please leave a comment down below. Give us a thumbs up, or if you don't really like it, give us a thumbs down. Either one is fine with us.
Just don't say something mean in the comments. That would make me sad.
That would. Tracy would be very, very sad. And she takes her sadness out on other people. Okay.
But today
we have our normal let's disrupt every single thing that we record. Kat
Yes.
is in the room too, who basically clawed me to death the other day live on.
Welcome, Jesse.
Yes.
There may be a
yes,
cat fight momentarily.
Yes, this is just our opinions. Okay, so we like to do these. We're dropping these every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, unless we forget on a Monday, and then we end up dropping it on Tuesday. But we've been very good about that too. Also, check us out on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Check us out on Sundays. We're going to be dropping another episode of What Not Another Reselling Podcast, which is our new podcast for us. Okay, so today we are going to go over what.
What is retail arbitrage?
Okay, just to let you know, before we did this and before we were doing all of this stuff, I didn't know what it was. So
what's funny is we utilize retail arbitrage as a pretty important part of our business model, but he did not know that's what it was called.
I didn't know what arbitrage meant.
Yeah.
I know what retail means, obviously, but not arbitrage.
But put simply, retail arbitrage is buying from a retail establishment and selling it somewhere else, ideally for a profit. Yeah. Buy low, sell high, retail arbitrage.
Well, hopefully it's the buy low, sell high part, okay? Or we should just say buy low, make a profit.
Yes.
Okay. Epically failed on that a couple of occasions, but
a lot of times we have done quite well.
We have done very, very well right now. I can think of one item that we are just making a bundle on.
Yes. And it was one that we sourced at a retail store and we purchased in bulk, and it's become a very regular seller for us.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that go into retail arbitrage. Okay.
One thing when people think of retail arbitrage is they wonder about the ethics of it. You know, is that necessarily like a good thing to do? We've talked about it before, and that is any business that sells stuff is a reseller. So me personally, I don't believe there's anything wrong with me going to, let's say, Target. Let's say we walk into Target and me purchasing something.
It's not our sponsor.
No.
Yet.
Just a store. Say purchasing something off of their clearance rack that they have clearance down and bringing it to, let's say, eBay at a higher price. I feel that there's nothing wrong with that. There are a couple of cases where I feel it could be a little lower in ethics. One would be is if I made false claims about the item. Like I pulled,
this is super rare.
Yeah.
You know.
I pulled this car, pretending it's new, off the shelf at Target, and I'm like, this is super rare. You can't get this anywhere. When in reality, I know it is on every Target shelf out there.
Yeah.
So that would definitely be
generally is unethical.
Non-ethical.
There's other things too.
Another issue which could the ethicality be put in question is price gouging.
I'm sorry.
Ethicality?
Ethicality.
I don't know. I make up words. We know what we're talking about here.
No, she yells at me for making up words.
You and me know what we're talking about.
Vintager. That's all I want to say. Vintager.
Would be price gouging.
More vintage.
Specifically on products that have a need. This became a really big deal when the COVID pandemic happened. And people were going to the store and they were buying all of the hand sanitizer, all of the alcohol, not this kind of alcohol, but cleaning alcohol, peroxide and things like that.
We're not trying to promote drinking alcohol.
And then taking it online and selling it for a profit. In my opinion, that's a little...
And it's not the profit part, okay? No. If you're going to sell it for a profit, that's fine. But people weren't doing that. They were selling it for an exorbitant profit.
And
they were talking about $25.
And they were doing it in such a quantity that regular people couldn't go to the store and get the products that they needed. And that's definitely got some...
It happens a lot during a natural disaster. Hurricanes come through, and what do people do? They start price gouging generators, portable generators. Gasoline prices go up through the roof. That's easy to do with retail arbitrage. Okay, with retail arbitrage, you go into a store because, say for instance, egg prices have gone up. Well, you go into a store and you buy all of the eggs, and then you go and turn around and you try to sell all of the eggs at like $50, $60 a pop. Okay, that's to me. I mean, people do it. People do it. There is a legality to that. I will.
There are price gouging laws.
There are price gouging laws in a lot of states. Okay, taking advantage of issues like right now. The issue is that bird flu. There were so many chickens that died from bird flu. A lot of people are saying, no, it was a president. It was this. No, it was bird flu stuff that just killed a lot of birds.
But those are the less common cases. You're generally not going to run into price gouging by going to a local store and buying like a toy on clearance and selling it on eBay for a profit. That's
And there's ways to do things. Okay. One of the things that we do a lot of is when we buy retail arbitrage is we bring it to either Whatnot, which is a live selling platform. And if we bring it to a live selling platform, we start it off at a reasonable price. Now, if the price goes up, that's not price gouging. That's just people bidding and people wanting it. And you got two people in a room and the two people really want it. Okay. Yes, we don't. I'm not going to advertise that I get it at the stores that we get this stuff at. But I'm also not going to lie about it either. I'm not going to sit there and I say, well, these are really super hard to find when I found 20 of them when I went to, Walmart. Just to let you know, this is a great example of retail arbitrage if you really want to think about it. You can sell Walmart products on Walmart.com at a higher price.
We have definitely heard about that happening.
And it's just people wanting to buy that thing and making the ease of it or whatever it may be. It happens. Okay, it happens. So don't price gouge.
Is retail arbitrage profitable?
Sorry.
It can be. It absolutely can be.
Yeah.
Number one, you're generally going to have lower margins with retail arbitrage than if you are sourcing at like yard sales or storage auctions and other types of sourcing. So you do need to keep an eye on your bottom line, watch those fees, actually take a look at how much am I making off this? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my investment?
Is it going to sit on the shelf for, months at a time, or is it going to fly fast? Think about stuff like that for when you're thinking about your margins, because you can turn stuff around really, really quick with a lower margin. You're still making money that's fairly quick.
One other concern with retail arbitrage is competition. Competition.
There's competition out there
sometimes
amongst resellers,
especially when you're buying things on clearance. Other people are finding those deals too. I find that car at Target. Somebody else is finding that car at Target in Alabama. Someone else is finding it in California. Someone else is finding it in Texas. And they're all bringing it to eBay or Whatnot or wherever too. And so you can sometimes see that price start to dip because everybody wants to be the lowest one.
When you do your first comp on it, it might be doing great. And all of a sudden,
they call that a race to the bottom. One thing you can...
And we'll do a whole one on race to the bottom because Tracy just introduced me to that whole saying.
You can counteract that in a way. Sometimes we buy and hold. We will often do this around the holidays. Yeah. Maybe you find some gifty type items, toys, things like that. We will sometimes buy those and we just put them up in our storage and we hold on to them for a year or more, waiting for a more opportune time. I buy this car again. Buy this car.
You bought that car a lot.
I know, I have bought that car a lot. But I bought it for $1 and right now it's only selling for $2.50 on eBay. But if I hold on to it till Christmas time, it might be selling for $7.
A great example of that is we have bought 3 Lego sets at Costco. Yep. Now we're paying full retail price for it. It's not even on clearance. So we're paying the Costco price for that. And we're sitting on it. Yep. We already sat on it for a year and it's gone up. It's gone up probably about, I think we paid like $39 for it, and it's gone up to about $49. Now, does that mean we're going to sell it? No, I'm just going to keep holding on to it for a little bit.
And it takes some practice and just watching trends to know what might be better items to do that with. I find that Lego sets are good. Some of Pokemon, things like that. I mean, and you're never guaranteed for what the future is going to bring. So we don't put all our eggs in that basket, but I feel good having that little stockpile in the back, that I could at least bring out and get my money back if I really felt myself in need of some cash. Hopefully it's going to go up over time.
When you're thinking about stuff like that, think about how much space you have, too. If you don't have a lot of tremendous amount of space, because that's truly a death pile, you're not listing it. You're waiting for the value to catch up to where the value is that the profit you want to make on it. So that's a whole nother issue right there. So you got to make sure that you have the space.
A lot more topics to talk about.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why we get so much good stuff in some storage units is people are buying stuff. They don't open it. They put it in storage units and they wait for the prices to go up. And then unfortunately, sometimes life happens and they lose their storage units and we swoop in. And I really sound like a very bad person right now. But yeah.
But one of the biggest benefits to me of retail arbitrage is the ability to source even out of season. Here in Georgia, we have a decently long yard sale season. It goes from right about now in March straight through to the beginning of November. But that November, December, January, February, that can feel
a little bit in October
long.
too. October is usually the last part where we're going to start seeing an abundance of sales. And during the summer, mid-summers too, that's another time. January, not January, June and July, there's hardly any sales.
But when that's out of season, we can go sourcing at retail stores because we're not big thrift store people. So sometimes we'll hit those retail stores just to add a little something different to our storage unit finds and bring something new into the inventory.
One of my best benefits of this is it's brand new. And being brand new takes a lot of pressure off of when you're listing something, no matter what it is. If it's a static listing on eBay or one of the district sites, I can still list it as a brand new item and just show pictures on that. When it's live, it's so easy because I'm just holding it up. You're literally looking at the product as opposed to the pictures that I have. And I'm saying this is brand new. It hasn't been out of the package. If there's any flaws, of course, you still will point it out. But that's a great benefit. You have new inventory.
And another benefit is it is possible to source without even leaving your house by taking advantage of online retail stores. But most stores have an online. They often have their clearances online. You just got to get on there and start typing around, and then, you have a box full of treasures coming your way. Yes. But there is a drawback, or there's probably multiple drawbacks, but one drawback I was going to talk about on retail arbitrage. You want to talk about that? Scalability.
Sorry.
Retail arbitrage can be a little bit harder to scale than other types of sourcing and reselling, simply because you are limited by what is available in the store and the stores that you are willing to travel to.
And the availability of those items during certain times.
Yep. We found a banging item that we retail arbitraged right around Christmas time. And we hit all the stores around here. And if we would have had the ability, if we had more employees, if I had the time, we would have probably traveled states around to get more of them. But we're just limited by it being me and him and us having a business to run. We could not.
And your funds up front. Because that's another one of the big drawbacks. So you have to have the money up front. Okay. And generally it's a lot more money than it is to go to yard sales and things like that.
Yep. But one thing to consider if you are thinking about getting into retail arbitrage is first look at seasonal opportunities. After holidays, there's usually going to be clearance sales. That's a good time to find stuff.
Yeah, very good.
And
keep an eye on groups.
Yeah, and just as seasons go in and out, there's usually going to be a lot of clearance.
Yeah, right about now, you could probably get good hoodies, big overcoats, long socks, things like that. You can get those they're going down right now. A lot of that is going down, and you see it in the clearance sections. You always look for those yellow tags or red tags, whatever it may be, to find those. And again, with everything else that we had talked about today, do you have the space to store the stuff? Because a lot of it you're going to be buying for another season. The people that are up north, Graham's and Pop's Vintage, are in South Dakota. their buying season is very, very limited. It's a very small buying season because of their location. Tawny up in North Dakota, same thing. So they have to have space to store the stuff, to create that death pile, so that they can, this is Mars, our next annoying cat, and that's his nemesis. Okay, so there's going to be a fight.
They do not get along.
Tracy.
And one is in my lap and one's on Brian's lap.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Mars went away. Don't chase him. Do not chase him. Don't chase him.
But as I was going to say is, we talk about buying things on clearance. Retail arbitrage does not necessarily even have to be clearance prices. Nope. Sometimes it can just be like a discounting type store, like a Marshall's or a Ross that have lower prices. You just learn to go in, see what's on sale or see what's available that might be.
Do you know that there are literally retail arbitrage people out there that all they do is go into Walmart and scan items on Walmart to sell on Amazon?
Yeah.
We've done it.
We've
done it. There were, one time it was these little clocks that we would grab up. Another one was these little kitty houses, right? Literally, we would buy it from Walmart. We would list it on Amazon and sell them on Amazon.
I'm going to use another word that he doesn't know, but that's called a replenishable on Amazon. It's when you have an item and you and you purchase it multiple times and you send it in and you keep replenishing it.
I'm going to buy her an I'm with Dummy shirt and have it pointed at me for the next video.
But yeah, we used that as a very important part of our business for a while. We've kind of gotten away from it. Amazon is Amazon. We still do.
We'll talk about
some
Amazon
stuff there, but
selling on Amazon. I think we might just do like, because we're getting kind of close to finishing up our topics on tips on storage unit, and maybe we'll do on Monday like a tips for selling on Amazon, because there's a lot of changes that are going on Amazon. Same thing with selling on Walmart and selling on Posh and all of these other sites.
I will just say from my perspective right now, if you're not already an Amazon seller, I probably would hold out a little bit before I would invest too much time and money in becoming an Amazon seller.
The opinions of one host are not necessarily the opinions of the other host.
They are just doing a lot to make it harder for small time people on Amazon right now. It is what it is.
It definitely is. It's definitely what it is. But leave any comments that you have down below. If you do retail arbitrage, let us know what you guys arbitrage.
Yeah, tell us all your secrets so we can go out and buy them before you do. That's what she sounded like right there. I was like...
I was sitting there going to roll into, what's his name? Anthony. Not Anthony. Oh, God.
I don't even know who we're talking about here.
Buffalo Picker.
Oh, Tommy.
Tommy, the Buffalo Pickers.
He's with Dummy, or I'm with Dummy.
What?
I don't know.
You insulted yourself.
I did.
He is so funny. He has a show also that he goes live on Sunday nights, and he nicknamed me the whale shark because of this one episode that happened when we were buying out. We bought out an estate sale that he just happened to be at, and he was videoing. And he was on his show, and I would go into his room, and he would be like, okay, I'm not going to talk about where I go and buy all of this stuff because Jack's Treasures is in the room, and he'll go and he'll buy it all. We're fairly
local to each other.
We're very local to each other in the Atlanta area, but I absolutely love Tommy. He's an amazing person, and if you do want to learn about selling on Amazon and Walmart, definitely check them out. It's the Buffalo Picker, and his show is called Defend the Hustle on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock on YouTube.
Another good one is Bearded Picker, his Wednesday show. He talks a lot about Amazon as well.
Yeah. Yeah. He's awesome. He's awesome. That's Scott, right?
That is Scott.
Oh, I got the name right. Yeah, I'm really horrible with names. So leave any comments that you have down below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Watch to the end because Tracy and I always say something stupid. Or I say something stupid, or somebody says something stupid.
And sometimes I put a random clip of him being crazy. It might happen.
What?
There's been a time or two.
I'm gonna have to start editing these things. All right, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that if you can help us out, stop soldier suicide. We're going to be doing something a little bit different with Stop Soldier Suicide 2 upcoming. We still are going to be associated with them, even though they don't know that we're associated with them. But if you can, the links will be down below. But have a great day. And as always,
Pet a cat.
there you go. Peace out.
Bye.